A judge in the United Kingdom has sentenced a highly respected carer to 21 years in prison, and the judge has told him that he will spend another 6 years on supervision once he is released from prison. Most people who knew this carer, they cannot believe what this man has been jailed for. You know the old saying that you only know yourself, you don't know someone else. That is exactly what this case is all about. This guy, his name is Joshua. He came into the care sector. He told everyone that his passion is for helping others, that he wanted to make a difference, that is why he chose to become a carer. He has been working in this place where he works in Lincolnshire for many years. And people did not initially knew that this guy was involved in something which has now led to him being sentenced to prison. If you're coming across my face for the first time, Frank is my name. This is the platform where we share the latest immigration and diaspora news to inform and educate our audience. Joshua was working in this home. He was assigned with looking after some of the most vulnerable people. Some of the clients that he was working with, they are people that have dementia. They are people that they don't even know where they are. They don't even know their names. Their family entrusted these people to Joshua and other carers in the home. Carers in the home, they started suspecting that something wasn't right when every time that Josh is at work, they always notice that he prefers certain clients to work with certain clients. They did not know that there is a reason why this guy prefers to work with this client. If you know anyone that works in the care sector anywhere in the Western world, kindly ensure that they see this video. Joshua, the family of the carers that Joshua worked with, they started noticing some changes in their relative. They find those things strange because the person that you've known all your life, maybe your grandmom or your mom, all of a sudden you started noticing strange behaviors. And some of these behaviors, they were embarrassing to the family members. They didn't know how to handle the situation. Why is my mom all of a sudden behaving like this? And nobody ever suspected Joshua because to a lot of people, they saw Joshua as somebody who is respected, somebody who will never hurt a fly. This is why the last person that the family ever suspected could do anything like this is Joshua. And when you find out what Joshua did, you will be shocked. Joshua, one day, he was working with this client. The colleague that he was working with, he saw Joshua doing something, but the colleague wasn't sure 100% whether what she thought that is what Joshua was doing. The colleague did not want to report to a manager because he didn't have all the evidence. The colleague comforted Joshua and asked Joshua, is it what I thought you were doing? Joshua said, no. Why would I do that? Why would I? No. I'm a responsible man. I'm somebody that will never. The police said, okay, maybe I didn't see well because I just came back from my break. And when I was on my break, I had a nap. So maybe I haven't come to terms with what was going on. Joshua said, okay. Another colleague suspected something. In the UK, before somebody is sentenced to 21 years in prison, brethren, know that they have done the unthinkable. One day, the family, they started raising concerns with the home about their relative, the way their relative were behaving, some of the strange behaviors that were seeing. They were raising concerns. The manager had a meeting with the staff. The staff said, we haven't seen anything. One day, one of the carers was working. When the carer was working, she saw Joshua naked. This man was naked. And he wasn't just naked, It was broad daylight. This guy thought nobody was looking at him. He was having sex with so old woman that has dementia, that doesn't even know where she is. The man saw Joshua, broad daylight. The man was shocked. He didn't know what to do. Is this real? The guy thought I was dreaming. Is this not Joshua? Is this not Joshua? Joshua was having sex with this woman, broad daylight, old woman that did not even know her name. The guy said, it's not only me that my eyes will see this. The guy rushed, called. Joshua forgot that he was at work. He was so ingrained and focused on what he was doing that he didn't even know. The colleague called out, that colleague, come and see Joshua. Look at what Joshua is doing. They saw Joshua. They have two people, because if it was one person, Joshua could have easily said, no, it's not me. I was giving her a back. I was rubbing her back. I was doing this. It's not me. It's the work of the devil. The colleague had the evidence. They called their manager and said, look, two of us, this is what we saw Joshua doing. Manager alerted the police straight away. This guy was not even doing that. He was doing it and he was recording it. He was recording what he was doing. This Joshua is only 35 years old. The old woman that he's doing this thing to, the woman, she's late 70s. She doesn't even know where she is. That is how they alerted the police. When they alerted the police, what they found later in Joshua's possession is even worse than what they saw with their eyes. They alerted the police. The police investigated Joshua, and the police seized Joshua's phone. When they saw Joshua's phone, when they analyzed Joshua's phone, they discovered that Joshua has filmed 4 women in that home. He's done the same thing to the 4 women in that home. And not only that home, he has done it to even children. This guy has abused these old women, and he recorded it on his mobile phone. He was arrested. Meanwhile, when his family member, he called his family and said, I have some confession to make. The police have arrested me. What did you do? The guy now opened his mouth and told his family that, look, I don't know what went into me. I don't know if it's the devil. This is what I did. Family, you did this kind of thing? You did this kind of thing? You need to, we don't have any sympathy for you. That is how Joshua was presented in court. This guy, people that work with him, as I speak to you today, they are still in shock. They cannot believe that this is Joshua, because some of them said they never saw this in this guy. They thought Joshua is a hardworking, responsible man. That is why they were surprised. When the case went to court, Joshua was arraigned for 11 counts. Joshua pleaded, say, my Lord, it is the work of the devil. I don't know what came into me. I have been struggling with addiction to marijuana and other drugs, and that is what I believe came into me. Joshua was sentenced, despite the fact that he pleaded guilty. Can you imagine? When you plead guilty, you get lesser sentence. This man pleaded guilty, and he still got 21 years. And after that 21 years, he will spend 6 years on supervision. Imagine if he didn't plead guilty. You'll be looking at 45 years. One man was crying that my wife had dementia. I went to put her in a home where I come in every day. I cannot believe that this young boy would do this kind of thing to my wife. Some of the people, they went there, they said, we cannot believe this kind of thing could be done to our mother. A woman who has raised us, we put her in a home where she is supposed to be safe, only for her to be abused by the people that are supposed to care for her. Joshua is not saying this is the work of the devil. Do you believe this is the work of the devil, or Joshua is devil as well? Joshua also said he was struggling with addiction to cannabis and marijuana. The family said they have been let down. What is your view? This is the face of Joshua. That's the face of Joshua, who has now been sentenced to 21 years in prison. If you know anyone that works in the care sector, kindly ensure that they see this video. If you see any value in this content, don't forget to support this channel by giving it a like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so. Joshua has been sentenced to 21 years in prison plus 6 years, and he will be on sex offenders register for the rest of his life, and God knows his immigration sectors as well. Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all our